The following is a conversation between Matías De Stefano, referred to as me, and his higher self, referred to as I am. The date is January 16th, 2021, and the subject is the emotional aspect of the sacral chakra in the sign of Capricorn. I am. What frustrates you? Do you achieve what you propose? Are you looking for perfection? Do you care if it goes wrong? Me. Ugh, what a word. If there is something that is constant in my life, it is frustration. But the fact that it is constantly intermittent is because I always find the fastest way out. I move very fast, but I get frustrated in the same way. I am. Why do you think this happens? Me. I don't know. I know that it's a very typical characteristic of Capricorn energies, and after the age of 30, one lives more from their ascendant than their sun sign, and mine is Capricorn. However, it has always happened to me. I don't know why. It's like a bad chemical reaction that uses up energy too quickly. I am. I'll tell you why. Your mind lives in the dream of the future. Me. Yes, always thinking ahead. I am. You make too many plans. Is it not like this? Me. Just yesterday I was talking about this with some people. Every time I make a plan, I need to have a plan B well put together as if it were a plan A. But it's never just a plan A and B. Sometimes there are more. I am. How many? Me. Well, I will just say that the way I am doing the 2020-2021 Yosoy project is Plan J. I am A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Me. You have to be careful. I am. That much? Me. My mind is thinking of possibilities all the time as if they existed at the same moment. I'm creating and planning networks of possible results in my head, and although I do not share it with everyone, of each thing, relationship, idea, art, project, everything, in my mind there are different options, of which I end up choosing 2 or 3 to manifest. And in the end, one of them turns out to come out. But since the 3 seemed optimal to me, I easily adapt to change later. That is to say, I am a born co-creator. I have the facility to manifest the things that I propose to myself, and for this reason, by manifesting 3 of them, I know that whoever comes out will be fine. I am. And if none of the 3 come out? Me. This is how you get to Plan J. I am. Ha ha ha. How funny. But the truth is that the universe is like that. Because from the beginning of all things, all possibilities coexist, and depending on the actions, decisions, emotions, thoughts, intentions, one or the other is manifested. Or he even throws himself into living them all the same. Me. Realities and parallel universes. I am, but there is a big difference between how the universe branches out plans and you as a human. Me. How so? I am. The limiting psyche. The human generates potentialities and designs them as plans of possibilities. This occurs in the intelligent mind, that is, the one that reads between the lines, the one that he interprets and imagines. Imagination is the key in the creation process, and like the universal mind itself, the mind is limitless and infinite, unless you have a mind covered in hundreds of belief patterns. The more spacious, free, infinite a mind is, the more potential possibilities exist. But then that idea must be manifested, carried out, embodied in this reality, and this implies action, energy, will, strength, work, perseverance, experience, trial and error. Evolution itself, for example. There are religious traditions that believe that things, animals, plants, and humans were created by God with a snap of his fingers, molded out of mud like a clay sculpture. However, you know it takes a little longer than that. Me. There are many factors to take into account. I am. First, the correct intention that gives rise to the specific and harmonic vibrations, which allows the strings to resonate in symphonic harmony. From there, the strings twist, creating vibrational tension, which discharges energy. The energy will vibrate faster and faster until it creates a particle, which will begin to seek balance in the discharge of polarities, creating atoms. The atoms must unite to save energy and exchange it, manifesting molecules, which will generate chemical elements, which will form chemical compounds, from which inorganic structures will emerge, which in their symbiotic interaction will give rise to organic structures, which will adapt to different environments in the future. Process that you call evolution, generating communities of cellular, viral, and bacterial organisms, which in their interaction and exchange make up a body that encompasses different multicellular organisms called biological organs. And the interaction of cellular memory will create the neural network, which produces an intelligent network for recording and interpreting information, which allows the original mind to manifest itself in matter and act, live, feel. How long does this process take? Me, a lot. Trillions of years, basically. I am, and you get frustrated when you can't manage a drawing. Me, seen like this, frustration has no logic. If the universal mind has taken eternity to design what we see today as the final product, in order to be able to live its thoughts, any thought that does not take effect within the expected time frame according to my ego will no longer make sense. So why do we get so frustrated if we are a design that has waited millions of years to appear? Shouldn't we have the experience of patience? I am. Frustration comes from the same Latin etymology that gives rise to the word fraud. Its origin is the Indo-European dver, which means deception, that is, when you cannot get what is expected, deceptus, or dekept, out of what is captured, what is saved. Fraus or frus are the ways in which an error was recognized by deceit, something that I thought I could possess, keep in me, and that escapes or falls out of hand because I thought it would be different. Me. So, if I understood correctly, the deception is produced by the mind that considers itself unlimited and does not consider the times, rhythms, spatial and organic limitations of the body. I am. In Spanish, engaño comes from engañire, which means sobbing howl from within. It's like that silent moan that confuses, that makes us hear something that isn't. The constant voiceover that narrates our lives and that sometimes decorates them with imagination. The same with the English concept deception, which refers, as previously stated, to those that were not obtained, kept inside, that is, something that they thought they had, but in the end did not. The universe is a born creator, an artist willing to manifest everything, to gestate all kinds of thoughts. But, in his own design, he found tools that made ethereal eternity a limited concept called time and space. The greater the number of aspects in the multiplication and doubling of time and space, the more rigid the option to modify them, and manifesting something takes more time and energy wear. This is how an atom moves like light at great speed, while a galaxy takes millions of years to rotate on itself, even when its entire being is composed only of the same fast atoms and particles of light. The mind is like those particles of light, fast, with the ability to travel at great speed, coming and going thousands of times, when a physical object is still trying to get out with its initial force. Now, from the point of view of that particle of light, everything is possible, and it sees everything that can happen. From the point of view of the object, it can only see one direction, and it's doing everything it can to reach that point. So what happens when the object can perceive what the light particles observe? Me. You will see everything that you are capable of, but it will seem to you that you are not moving, that you cannot achieve it. I am. When a human being begins to become aware of his eternal and luminous being, he goes through the processes of frustration. And I don't mean a conscious being like someone spiritual, but aware that he is capable of doing much more than the environment conditions him. The intelligent being connects with the light of consciousness, the great speed of imagination and dreams, and sees all the plans, the designs of his being's existence. He then projects expectations and projects himself living those circumstances. But his body is still here, anchored to a space and time, experiencing the processes in a slow, organic way. Since the mind sees the result, it does not assimilate the process and considers the error as a defeat. Me. Wow. The slowness of the body and the biological processes are what give the unlimited mind a feeling of inability. So the mind gets frustrated, feels cheated, thinking, I can't, it's going wrong, surely it's not my thing, and leave. I am. Frustration is the inability to be here and now, to recognize that the body has to go through error processes to improve the experience. There is no evolution without trial and error, without attempts. The deception that makes you perceive frustration is nothing more than your incessant search to fulfill a purpose without enjoying the path. Me. This is what I usually say so many times. This is the reason why people cannot remember their past lives or their future, why they cannot know their mission or purpose. Many say, maybe everything would be easier if we could remember our purpose, so we wouldn't waste time or suffer. But therein lies the big mistake. It is not about fulfilling the purpose. The universe is not a company that seeks positive results at the end of the year. I am. That's right. The universe is a being in development of itself, in self-knowledge. It does not seek to win, obtain, have, achieve, fulfill, arrive, finish. Those are concepts of matter, of the limitation of your consciousness. The universe is unlimited, and therefore it does not seek you to fulfill your mission or purpose. What it seeks is to develop on the path to the purpose. Do you realize that the cosmos put forward the idea of fulfilling a purpose just to be encouraged to follow the path? Me. We live our lives believing that what we have to achieve is to reach the goal and fulfill the agreement, when the agreement and the goal were the first to be created, only to drive the being to make the journey to the destination. No matter the destiny, the path matters. I am. The important thing here is the process. Me. There is something I don't understand. If the mind is the one that speeds up and sees all the options, but at the same time is the one that is aware of the purpose and only seeks to live the experience, then why is it the one that confuses the body, leading you to frustration at your limitations? I am. What makes you think it's the mind that does that? Me. Well, you said it. I am. No, I said that it is what people perceive of the mind, since it moves very quickly. Let's put it another way. Does it frustrate you that a bird can fly and you can't? Me. Sometimes. I am. Is it the fault of the bird that flies that you feel frustrated? Me. It is not. I am. Is it your fault you can't fly? Me. It is not. I am. Then why would it be the limitless mind's fault that you are limited? Why would it be the fault of your limited body that you cannot be unlimited? Me. There is no guilt. There are only expectations. I am. Aha! There are only expectations. You lose more energy in the expectation of things than in the things themselves. You can't fly like a bird, but you can build a plane. With patience, study, intelligence, trial and error. Frustration is just a perception, a preconception of what is expected. Remember, there is really nothing to wait for. All the plans you build are not to be fulfilled, they are to discover the capabilities you have to make it possible. Me. This removes so much weight, so much that you have no idea. I am. I give myself the idea, because I am the idea. Me. It's true. I am. Be free. Walk. And every time you get frustrated, remember, the purpose was invented only so that you dare to walk.
Heart